Hey, what's up, Alex? Mike Trudell here. Wondering what's the key for you in screen roll defense? And there are a lot of times when you were with AD, it seemed like partnering with him against Jokic and Murray. What are some of the things that you're focusing on with that group?
Yeah, just trying to contain them. I think trying to take away their strengths, which for Jamal is a lot of things. He's shooting the ball so well in the playoffs. I think he's shooting almost 50% from mid-range shots, if not 50, and then like 40 something from three. So just trying to keep a body on him and not let him feel comfortable as much as possible. And then once we get into a switch situation, just trying to throw bodies at him and trying to make sure that we're not leaving people on islands to try and cover those guys one-on-one.
Hey, Alex, this is Dave. How much can you put pressure on the defense and benefit your team by getting to the foul line? And not just obviously to get points on the board, but obviously that can change the opposition's rotations and stuff like that. Guys get in foul trouble. And just, is that something you consciously think about when you're approaching a game?
Yeah, maybe not consciously, but for me, I think it's just about being aggressive. LeBron and Rondo are two main facilitators because they got the ball most of the time. But anytime I can put pressure on the paint, whether it's to get to the rim to finish or to draw fouls or to make the defense collapse and get open shots for teammates, that's a really added benefit for us to have multiple guys out on the court. So whenever I'm out there with Rondo or with Bron, to not have the sole focus be on one of them to create offense for everybody, it just makes us a lot more balanced.
Hey, Alex. Markieff Morris was talking about how much Jared Dudley kind of helped his transition when he joined the Lakers. I'm curious, how much influence does JD have on players behind the scenes?
A lot. He's he doesn't get a lot of credit because he doesn't play a ton of minutes, but through the course of the season, just being a professional, being a great teammate, just being the veteran that he is, giving insight to different things that he sees and being vocal in team meetings and film sessions and lending his voice whenever it's needed. He's been great for us from that aspect, from basketball aspect, and just from a camaraderie aspect. He's a great person, great teammate, fun guy to be around. He just makes everybody else feel welcome.
Allison?
Anything or? Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's cool. LeBron had that ankle roll yesterday. I'm kind of wondering what you went through when initially you saw it, and then I guess like a play or two later, you throw a lob to him, and he leaps and does it pretty convincingly. Were you panicked in that moment, and how much did you get over it?
No, I mean I saw him go down and he kind of winced, but I think I can tell when he's actually hurt, when he maybe just tweaks a little bit, just a normal kind of bang or nick that you get playing. I saw him tying his shoe, and I figured he was going to be all right.
Just is your default setting like LeBron is going to get through whatever you see happen?
Yeah, it's kind of just my default setting in my brain. I kind of have that mindset with myself, so I kind of just, until something goes wrong, I'm not going to put negative thoughts or energy into the atmosphere. I'm kind of just very much a realist. Whatever the facts are of real life scenarios, that's kind of what I go with. So if he's fine, he's fine, and if he's not, then whenever he's not, we'll get to that point.
All right, Will, back to you.
All right, yeah, I'll take a couple more. Alan Slewa.
Hey, Alex, just curious, the last couple of weeks from a role player perspective, you guys have had a ton of success, great energy. What's your mindset when you come into games? They're not going to run specific plays for you, things on the – what are you kind of thinking when you go into the game, how to affect the game? Can you just walk us through that a little bit?
Yeah, for me, man, it's really just about being focused. I've tried to really simplify that process for me, being in the bubble. There's as little distractions as possible. I've been off social media since the playoffs started. Haven't been on Twitter, so Instagram or anything like that, which has been nice for me to just kind of block stuff out and focus on the basketball aspect, and then looking and diving into the basketball aspect series by series, just finding different ways that I know I can be effective, watching past games against opponents, just knowing their tendencies, and then the defense and the effort thing is something I'm always going to have. You can see that in a regular season when I might be more excited on a stop and on a defensive play or something than somebody, than the rest of the team in game 45 or game 50 of the season. So now that it's heightened and literally everybody is playing that every possession like that, it's a lot of fun for me just on that side of the ball. And then, like I said, offensively, just taking advantage of the defense's mistakes. Bron and AD get so much attention, and everybody game plans for them, and they're supposed to. The first team All NBA, best players in the world kind of thing. And so for me, it's just about trying to find my way to take advantage of how the defense is playing them. That happened a couple times last night with people showing on ball screens with LeBron, where I either hit him on a pocket pass or I drove the lane because there was a crease open. It's just about being opportunistic. Whenever the plays present themselves, I just gotta be ready to take advantage.
I'm gonna take one more here, Brian.
Hey, Alex, I'm sure by now you've probably seen that number floating around that, you and LeBron, you have the highest net rating playing with LeBron of any teammate that he's ever had. What about, obviously playing with LeBron makes everybody better, but what do you think is it about your particular skill set and the way you play that allows that pairing, to work, and kind of what you're bringing to the table in that pairing?
Yeah, I think we're both very high IQ players. Everybody kind of knows who Bron is and how he thinks the game, and it's kind of a legend of how smart he is and seeing plays before they happen. And I got a little bit of that in me too. That's part of my game, is anticipating plays, seeing stuff happen before it does. And me and him are just kind of on the same wavelength a lot of times. And obviously with the talent he has, and then you have multiple guys seeing plays happening before they happen, it's really easy for us to kind of take advantage and cash out on some of those opportunities.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.